It tends to be more fighting though, more dungeon crawling. I mean, fights are not as quick as they are in Pathfinder, for instance. Like things can take a lot more punishment usually.
We can't just like what? We can't just like one round a silver dragon.
No, I know exactly. You can't crit down a silver dragon in one round. Spoilers.
Oh.
I don't know, man. These enemies we've been fighting have so many hit points compared to us.
That Clockwork Gnome was it was a toughie.
Well,
Yeah,
that would be the latest example of there's so many hit points, and then I can just casually deal double-digit damage. Don't mind me.
Yep. Dangerous, constructs. Bloody dangerous.
I mean, fumbling with a 20.
Yeah.
I mean, he could not have missed us unless he rolled a 1, which he did, which kind of saved Zyn's life there.
Yeah, yep. And you know what? What kind of irritate? It's some fucking 13th level wizard needed to spend so much fucking money to like make that son of a bitch. What kind of value did it get out of him?
Yep.
It's not CR competitive. Fucking gnome constructs. Protect your phylactery from level 2 adventurers with this.
Exactly. Oh. I think me and Manaki had discussed this at length at some point. Like the best thing you could do to make yourself immortal is probably, do the lich thing, but store your phylactery inside like an adamantine golem or something.
Yeah.
It's like, how are you gonna stop that? You can't. Like even something like the Tarask would be, kind of have to work to get an adamantine golem down because they are so just hideously powerful.
Because the phylactery doesn't cost enough. No, what you need to do is somehow accumulate enough fucking adamantium.
Maybe I need to control a kingdom or something, but that can be arranged.
Texts say that entire worlds might not contain enough adamantium for his single goal.
I will travel the plains.
I will loot all the gnomish doors and controls.
Load quickly to the skyship.
Well, assuming or considering that gnomes 500 years ago managed to build like submarines and stuff, surely if they survived until now, they can build spaceships.
That's what we just show them. That we like bring back the ballistas, fix it. What did you hit this skyship? What?
I mean, there are, I think there are rules for like interplanar campaigns in Pathfinder. I'm pretty sure there are, and there are things like this is a ship that travels between the planes.
We're not going to be doing a whole lot of that shit without an arcane power.
No, sadly not.
Speaking of interplanar campaigns, are there like tabletop games that are like Star Wars-esque or something?
Well, there was the ancient Spelljammer rule set made for Dungeons and Dragons back whenever TSR still owned it. Spelljammer was, from my understanding, a troll rule set basically designed to fuck with someone. Like they like lead designer or manager overseer for it. But I still have a box for the rule set somewhere. It basically, the Spelljammer universe is Dungeons and Dragons between multiple worlds and planes. With these mighty ships, controlled by powerful spellcasters. There's even like designs for Illithid ships. They're pretty scary.
I can imagine. Star Wars. Well, there is a Star Wars RPG, of course.
Right.
After that, you have. I mean, if you're looking for Star Wars specific or just sci-fi RPGs, because sci-fi RPGs, there's a decent amount of them out there.
Like spaceships and rules for ship-to-ship combat and things like that.
I would say, take a look at Rogue Trader, for instance.
Yep, Rogue Trader. If you can handle being in the grim dark 40k universe.
Yes.
Where everything is so bleak and you have to percentile trying, to avoid your will breaking. Unless you want your will to break, then you might as well just play Black Crusade instead.
Heretic.
Or Deathwatch.
Oh, Deathwatch. I do personally. I like Dark Heresies and Rogue Trader are probably my favorite of those rule sets. Rogue Trader because of the whole, starfaring business aspect. I find it quite compelling. And Dark Heresy because the Inquisition is kind of cool, and it plays into Cthulhian, breaking of sanity and horrific stuff, and I find that kind of compelling as well.
I don't much care for the 40k universe.
Yeah, it is divisive. People. I mean, do seem to enjoy it, and other people really don't like it.
It goes off in this crazy tangent here, but it's how the fuck do I fathom a trillion people on a million worlds? I can't conceptualize that as a player or as a game master. I don't know how to depict that because it's not something I can fathom. It's too vast for me.
That's true.
And there is no hope. You will never succeed. You will never achieve anything. Your life doesn't matter.
Yeah, you fight against this bleak darkness.
Until you fail.
Yeah, and then everyone dies.
It's not very heroic or inspiring.
Nope. Nope. It's not. It is not. Also another... you have Eclipse Phase, which is a really... Were you part of that ship? I can't remember.
I don't think so.
No. Well, weren't you? No. Who? DDS? No. Who the hell?
I remember something about Eclipse being said.
Did I? Who did I play Eclipse Phase with? Well, there is Eclipse Phase anyway. I could recommend take a look at that. That is also something we tried, but we basically didn't get off the ground because again we had trouble conceptualizing it, understanding how would this world work. I mean, it's so alien to us in a way that it was hard for us to actually grasp how to act and really portray that reality. So we kind of put it down, but conceptually it's super interesting.
You could do a lot of stuff with GURPS. GURPS creates toolkits for you. You would just have to flesh out the story.
Yeah, certainly true. I will say that I really actually enjoy what little I have seen of the new Star Wars rule set they have released. It seems quite interesting. They have these fate die basically that you throw every time. That can create sort of combinations of successes. So you have there is successes on the dice. There is the force is with you, and there is the power of the dark side clouds your actions, and there is failure. So there's 4 variables on the die. So and they're depending on what die you used, or the setup is different on each die. So you have certain die that are better, they have more successes on them than anything else, and certain that are less good. So when you throw a couple of die, you basically create a small story of the action. You can be yes, I succeeded, but I also got the dark force of clouds your judgment, so you succeed, but something bad happens anyway. You managed to open the door, but somehow you trigger the alarm, for instance, or you can be I didn't succeed, but the force is with me, so something good happens anyway. It's I didn't manage to crack the code to this computer terminal, but I did actually find while doing this a password to a small slush fund or something, so I got some money out of it at least. It sort of weaves the potential for storytelling in doing dice rolls and actions, which to me seems super interesting because you can do a lot of that if you have your inspiration on.
Right. However, not everyone who gets in the tabletop games has that on the spot improv as a strength of theirs. Some people dislike it, others hate it.
Yeah, of course. I just like,
I don't hate the improv part. I'm just not very good at it.
It takes practice. I mean, you're not
it does.
just. You
I like to think I've gotten better at it at least.
Yeah, I think so.
And so has my Yeah, that's a great example. I was about to say that my English has gotten better, but then I forgot the words for it.
Yes.
Irony.
But yeah, that is
what Alanis Morris said.
But yeah, that is, myself, I really like the intrigue and the mystery and the looming, the doom and gloom. I can find that quite compelling. So that's why I like things like 40K to some extent, but very much like Cthulhu. I love Cthulhu mythos stuff. Oh, it's great. It's great. I can't save the world. It's doomed. Perfect.
Sign me up.
Yeah.
I'm fucked. Yeah.
I want to be insane.
It's like, hey, some of these other tabletops encourage you to get information from the DM.
Exactly.
Not Call of Cthulhu.
You should not know things, but you want to know them because they're kind of awesome anyway. So it's it's great.
Are you sure you want to know?
You open this tome bound in human skin, like, it
What's
has like
the worst that could happen?
exactly. Turns out the end of the world.
Turns out there's nothing interesting in it. Aww.
Red herring, yes. What a scary book, I think. For my recipes, you understand.
Just like some like Goosebumps book. Damn it! The lie. I've already read this story. Stupid. I thought it was if it was bound in the leathery tanned hide of human flesh that it would be exciting.
Exactly.
Dumb.
But yeah, so yeah, I have friends that are like when they say, "Oh, I want to play some role playing game," I'm like, "Yeah, we should play Call of Cthulhu." It's like, "No, I fucking hate that shit," and I'm like, "Oh." So I rarely play Call of Cthulhu, sadly. But it's great. That is a game you can really sort of flesh out your character a lot in. I've had a lot of fun in that game.
That does remind me. I did have a time when someone just told me just like, "Hey, I found some Call of Cthulhu sanity rules for D&D," and I was like, "What?"
Sure, there's certainly sanity arrangements.
Yeah,
to a large extent, if you're not willing to go the full distance to the helplessness of Call of Cthulhu, you could satiate that by going to Warhammer, particularly the 40K stuff, which has their insanity and corruption points.
Yeah. You can also, if you want to stay with D&D, you could take a look at Ravenloft.
Ravenloft, yeah.
You don't want to go to Ravenloft.
I like Ravenloft.
You do not want to go to. I'd rather go to Dark Sun than Ravenloft.
What? You're pretty crazy. You'd rather go to Dark Sun than Ravenloft?
Yes, I'd rather go to Dark Sun than Ravenloft.
I like Ravenloft.
I mean, as a player, I'd rather go to Dark Sun than Ravenloft.
Oh, okay, yes, alright.
That's what I'm saying. Setting-wise, Ravenloft has its perks. As a player, I'd rather be in Dark Sun. I'd rather deal with the Sorcerer Kings than Ravenloft.
So when you have two doors in front of you, it says Ravenloft on one and the Dark Sun, and you take the Dark Sun route. All right.
I would make sure I look behind me, I look above me, try to find the road not taken. But then begrudgingly, I would choose Dark Sun. Yes.
No, you would not enter into Strahd's realm.
I'll fucking probably bumble across an artifact that would transport me to Ravenloft.
First thing that happens in Dark Sun.
I was rereading through my ancient AD&D 2nd edition book of artifacts, and one of them there is one of the curses is if you're not in the Ravenloft setting, there's a 20% chance whenever its major power is invoked that it teleports everyone around it to Ravenloft. Players familiar with the setting have realized this is a horrible curse.
Oh man, that is what a dick item. It's like, yeah. You guess what? You go to Ravenloft. It's like, what?
Yeah.
What? Oh. Oh no.
It is a world of darkness and shadow. So the Underdark? Not quite.
This is worse.
Worse than the Underdark? Yes.
Yes. I am your humble guide, Strahd von Zarovich.
Humble?
Well, you see.
Incredibly modest, yes.
Yes.
Impeccable and trustworthy to a fault, absolutely.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Yeah, great. Yeah. I like those settings.
I think I've been spoiled by all this time as a player. It's so fun. Don't have to fucking think about things every day if I don't want to. Just come in and blah.
So what setting would you DM if you were if you were put to it?
Oh, I think I would probably try Pathfinder. I'm intrigued enough by it that I would give it a spin.
Yeah.
It's something that I hadn't played before until now, and I figure I'd probably GM it once.
Yeah. Yeah, it's I like the system. You can do a lot with it. I mean, they have released interesting rule sets and stuff with it. It's certainly compelling.
I probably wouldn't put it in Golarion though. I've actually been spinning this idea for like the past few months, and in general, this is just something that goes into my mind like during downtime, like creating my own world. It would be great.
Sure.
It would be a low magic world.
So you would go total custom? Homebrew, as it?
Not total custom. We would say that, say for example, like the gods of Golarion, they would still be there. It would still be the Pathfinder universe, but this would just be like its own separate material plane.
Alright, cool. Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot. I mean, that's what I like with Golarion. It's vast. I mean, they and the adventure paths they release are generally interesting. I mean, most of them are centered again around the Inner Sea region, but I think the one they're doing right now is set in Osirian, which is like one of the southern, like ancient Egypt desert settings, basically. That is something like, I can't remember when I played in an Egyptian desert setting last time. Probably never. That could be interesting.
For high-level characters only. No.
Oh, genies and mummies and...
We can get our Freedy baby there.
Oh, yes! Finally! Our plan come to fruition.
That's right, and it took forever, but we finally got our Freedy baby.
Exactly. And you have small city-states like Alkenstar, for instance, like industry/alchemical fueled city-state that has brought guns basically to Golarion. They're like super high-tech because they're forced, because they're like right next to the mana wastes. Like magic does not work, so they're forced to rely on technology.
Damn it, technology.
Yeah.
For if you really want a lot of possible flavor, you could always try to look into something pertaining to Planescape. Be based in Sigil, and with all of the planes open up to you.
Yeah, I have talked to different sort of people, spoken to Manaki a bit about it as well, like a Planescape Sigil setting.
Well, I've totally considered this as well. I've looked through the Planescape books, like, considering this.
Yeah, like that is also something that is super interesting to me, but it's also so like I don't even like Sigil is not a nice place to be. Usually, it's like you don't walk over any doorways or anything because you don't fucking know what's gonna happen.
I personally probably make alteration decisions if I was DMing, but
Sigil is incredibly vast with all sorts of undiscovered portals that could have keys to activate them that you wouldn't even fathom that you might have. Yeah. That could take you to like wonderful places and terrible places.
It's like, oh, you had a happy memory of your childhood that unlocks this portal. Like, what? Yeah, you're not the Sigil anymore. What? See ya.
You're in Ravenloft. What?
Good luck. Happy memories. I will take them all and destroy them.
Oh, sorry. Turn around.
The door closing. Like, damn it.
Oops, sorry, wrong room. You're clearly occupied. No, wait, I'm not occupied. You can clearly come. There's plenty of room here among all of the broken trees and the moonlit night.
Untrodden wasteland with the gnarled tree stumps and the howling dire wolves.
No one ever stays. They never buy it. My bluff check's not good enough.
looking out the window, like shouting, "Could you be quiet? I'm trying to sell this." Oh, God damn it! Come back, please, come back.
It's like this like incredibly rude salesman. It's like, no, wait, I'm sorry. It's not my. I apologize for your idiocy. Oh damn! I mean,
I did it again.
Well, I think it's time for me to go to bed. At least get some food and then go to bed.
Nonsense! Right. You would have been in the session for like a few more hours.
Yeah, probably, and I would have been about as tired as I am right now. I'm still somewhat ill.
Yeah, we did go on for quite some time yesterday. So. Well,
You wore
Yeah, we
yourselves
did.
out, you fuckers. You just spinned yourselves before spending time with me. I see how it is.
Anyway, see you later.
I blame
ISMW.
Manaki. He pressed us quite hard.
He did, yeah.
It's like, oh no, it's like half past 3 in the morning. We still need to go on.
You need to press back. You're not the boss of me, Dane.
You're not my mom.
Yeah, I'm older than you.
You couldn't be my father. Actually, it's possible. But yeah, I might actually go to bed as well.
What?
Right. Yes.
Just for that, you have no idea what crazy magic items I'm going to make. That's it. I will exact my vengeance in blood.
What have you done, Jonas?
Oh God, I am doomed. Grimith has sworn blood vengeance upon me.
That's right. I have written your name down in the book.
Book of Grudges.
Yeah, the Book of Grudges will tell this tale of how, on March the 1st, my time, Grimace swore vendetta against the Swede for offenses.
Yeah, the only word is vengeance and vendetta.
That's right.
Held us a votive, not in vain.
For reasons. Why did he swear? Reasons. They're important reasons.
Exactly.
Very well, Jonas. Yo nasty.
Yay, yay.
Whatever.
You know, boy, yeah, I'm gonna go to bed, but watch out for the ghetto bird and all that.
Right. The ghetto bird.
I've listened to Ice Cube. I know what a ghetto bird is.
That listening to Ice Cube makes you the the leading scholar on
Oh, gangsta shit in the US, clearly. Do you oppose? Do you deny my encyclopedic knowledge of Ice Cube?
I am not willing to dispute this, no. I see it as beneath me.
Oh, I see.
You still can't relate to me.
Well, we need a gangster in the group, so we can have rap battles.
Well, with that epic pose your horse is making there in your avatar, I guess that can be you.
That is me. Yes. Well, I am off to meet the Sandman and go to the land of sleep.
Oh yes, that reminds me of a template I was looking at. I'm going to be seeking to acquire, Jonas.
Oh.
Sandman.
No, I've been thinking about it for a few weeks. You'll see.
All right.
He's scared.
I have no doubt I will. All right, guys. Well, thanks for the session, and talk to you later.
Bye, Jonas. I'm going to become a nightmare creature. It's true.
Oh God.
Yep.
I'm
It doesn't have an explanation for how you can acquire it. I'll find a way to acquire it.
I am scared already.
Yep. I'm going to do everything I can to earn more hero points, and then I'm going to burn all of those hero points in an attempt to call some sort of nightmare lord, a creature that can make me into a nightmare creature, and become infused with the stuff of the land of dreams.
Oh God. This. I wonder how Alauneari will feel.
Doesn't fucking matter.
It doesn't. I'm very curious though how she'll react when you just appear in people's dreams.
Yeah, because that's exactly what I'm going to be doing. Is just appear in people's dreams. The end. Let me get the template for you. I'll send this over the private chat.
A fancy private chat to avoid Jonas ever noticing.
That's right. Or anyone else. There's the nightmare creature. It's only a CR1. It's not a big deal. Nightmare creatures have an unnatural link to the most terrifying parts of the dimension of dreams, allowing them to turn others' dreams into nightmares and sow fear even in the waking world. Yeah. You know, it could be an acquired template, so what I'm just going to do is try to exert all of my metagame knowledge to try to figure out a way to acquire this. I I mean, it's like if I wanted to become a half-fiend and turn into a demon, I could just do a bunch of rituals for Agares. There's gotta be a ritual to become a nightmare creature. And then I'll become a lich.
Oh goodness, you get regeneration.
Shh. I automatically disbelieve illusions. It's pretty nice.
Oh god, Nightmare Lords.
Well, Nightmare Lord, I think that's overly ambitious. I want to become a nightmare creature before HD 10, so, you know. I don't want to be a lord. That sounds like effort. I don't want to get too greedy. It's like I tell Manaki, you can't be overly ambitious. You gotta take baby steps. I know how to game things. That's how I can think about things as a condition and think them away. I mean, you know, I want constant protection from good in DDS.
The target takes 1d4 points of charisma damage every round it is trapped in its dream. Cannot regain arcane spells for 24 hours.
Yeah. The target dies if this charisma damage equals or exceeds its actual charisma score. So for all those player characters who tanked, you know, charisma, yep, hello. Hello.
Rilinid, you wouldn't dare, would you? Ray hides around the corner, never going to sleep.
Just immediately finds an item. The one time I went to sleep, it was awful.
Like, I have 8 charisma, you could kill me quite quickly. In 2 hours.
Well, you know... You would first have to fail a will saving throw. You can do that, right?
I have +3.
Let's see.
If it's versus fear or an enchantment or both, I have +5 or +7.
Fun times. So yeah, that's what I want to become. I've sifted through all the templates multiple times. I'm like, I'm evil. I gotta think of something evil to be.
So note to self, Rainy now needs to find the item that prevents himself from sleeping.
Nonsense. That should be something you get anyway, right? Come on. The Ring of Sustenance can take you down to 2 hours, and you can get that Everwake amulet, which could prevent you from having to sleep for a week, but then you become exhausted for an 8th day.
Unless I can get an ability that makes me immune to exhaustion.
If you become immune to exhaustion, I don't think the amulet works.
Well, that would just be depressing.
I don't know. I'm not sure. It's been a long time since I looked at it. Yes. I'm going to be a nightmare creature to destroy my enemies. For reasons. Reasons I've acquired over a long career. Reasons that make me a nightmare. For people like you. I mean, you have a plan for the future, right?
Yes, actually.
Yes, quite, yes. Good, yes, quite.
I haven't dug into the template for Rain, but I have plans.
Templates aren't necessary. Templates, fine. Yeah, you know.
I have things other than Fighter coming up. And other than Jonas, you're the only one who knows this.
I would even sacrifice an entire experience point level to become a nightmare creature.
So you'll see how it matches up with us.
Exactly. It's fine, you know, I can handle that.
Yes, I will now take a level in Nightmare.
Like the horse? No. Not like the horse.
Worse.
You know, of course, you know, it's frustrating because I want that, and then, you know, the natural counterpoint is, how does one become that? And like, well, that's what my character is going to find out. So I was, like, trying to look through anything, and that's why I briefly considered, what if I become a sorcerer? I'm like, no, I can just take the Eldritch Heritage feat to, like, give me a connection to the whole, the Dreamspun bloodline, and go, see? I have an arcane link to the Dimension of Dreams! I will exploit this. Exploit my bloodline, not exploit the DM. No.
I'm not sure how I feel about you becoming part Dream.
How does that make you feel?
I'm not sure. Please do not detect thoughts to try working it out.
I guess I do. I don't even care about all that other stuff. I just want protection from good.
You just want to protect your protection from good.
I want constant protection from good. And
Like you didn't have enough bonuses for against enchantments, and then you get to re-roll them and once you have that running.
well, the constant protection from good would mean that any attempts to do mental control would fail straight up. Like, if you cast it on someone who's currently affected by it, they get another saving throw. But if you cast it on someone before anyone tries to affect them on it, it doesn't affect them. Like, you can't magic jar me while I'm under protection from good. You can't dominate person me while I'm under protection from good.
The target is immune to... Yeah, the target is immune to new attempts.
Yep. Which would be constant.
So you could never be mind controlled.
Someone would have to disable the protection from good before they could throw a domination on me.
And then it'd probably go by the abilities of other things like, okay, if you dispel this ability, they can re-enable it on their turn as a free action.
Yeah, or something like that, which means they would have a small window of opportunity.
Someone else would have to dispel it, and then they would have to do dominate.
Maybe they have quicken dispel magic, you don't know.
They could.
Yep.
An expensive way to get rid of you, but...
Expensive way to get rid of me.
Oh, Quicken's not cheap.
You know, if you become a powerful enough caster, you can just take a feat, man. You don't have to use a rod.
That's true, though a level 7 spell slot's a lot, as well.
Well, you know, reasons.
And if you're hated that much, I guess.
So yeah, I think it's a fair trade. You know, I would sacrifice an entire experience point level that would put me behind on spells and all of my other abilities permanently forever, ever. Which would mean that it wouldn't pay off, you know, in the long run, but in the short term. I can feign death. That would be fun.
And you get to add your amazing intelligence modifier to the DC to work out that you're not actually dead.
I don't know. I think he's dead. My family thinks I'm dead. It's great.
But they'd be like, wait, the blessing's still working. What's going on?
Yeah. And you know, the regeneration's pretty spiffy. Although mithril weapons do count as silver for the purposes of, like, bypassing damage reduction.
How many people have a mithril weapon around?
Gnomes.
Okay, gnomes.
And, you know, gaining a fly speed of 10 perfect maneuverability as a supernatural ability, just in case I'm having a problem, you know? Reasons.
I mean, 10 is not most useful, but the point is you can get to places you can't normally get to.
That's right, yeah, absolutely.
A bit, you know, admittedly quite slowly.
I know. My special attacks, they're based on the charisma modifier, which isn't exactly that high, but I get my own fear aura, I get a frightful presence, like a dragon, my night terrors, woo! Let's see, if I were to become a nightmare right now, your will saving throw wouldn't be that high, it would be like 10 plus half my HD, which is 1, plus 1. So it's only a DC 12 will save.
Well, I have just over 50% chance of success.
Sure. And if you fail, you're trapped in a nightmare.
Of which you can start draining my,
Not drain, just damaging your charisma. And then, you know, maybe kill you and...
Then receive smiting.
And say, well, let's see. 8 hours, you have 8 charisma. I'd be guaranteed to kill you if it lasted for 8 hours. Woo!
Yeah, if I didn't wake up within 8 hours, I'd be dead.
Yes! I mean, shit. Damn it.
You will be smited by our mother.
It's a lie. It's a tool to keep us under control.
Do you want to test that?
You know what? It'd be the same as someone in Call of Cthulhu testing something for forbidden knowledge. I think
Fair
so.
play.
That's right.
I haven't done Call of Cthulhu in ages.
Not much of a fan of the system.
I actually don't know a lot about the system. I only really played like 1 or 2 games, but I found it quite fun.
I like to have some measure of hope whenever I play these tales. I don't want things to be just as bleak as my life.
Fair enough.
If we could have things less bleak than my life, yes.
Yeah, for example, my character did die from being possessed by the devil himself, so...
It was only a model. Alright, I suppose I'm going to... No. I'll tell you the other thing, too. Ironstone. A clear spindle ironstone, which, means that I no longer have to eat or drink. And then I'm gonna make a wayfinder. And then I'm gonna put the ironstone in the wayfinder for a resident power.
And then getting it. So you get bonus stuff.
The resonant power of the clear spindle ironstone when put in the wayfinder is immunity to mind control and domination attempts, a la protection from evil.
So like, I dispelled his protection. Ah! What?
Yeah, this is that. That's the angle that Wagner went to with I just like the whole ability of making it so that my character is under control.
Like, this is a DC 50 will save.
Nope, can't do it. Fuck you, Epic Caster. You'll have to kill me in one hit with something else.
God damn it! I only prepared Dominate Person.
All of my spell slots were filled with, like, Meta Magic Dominate Person.
And a few Dominate Monsters for good luck.
This is dumb.
Like, what am I going to do now? Acid Splash you?
Level 37 wizard resorting to Acid Splash. Dude, you could just kill me with your quarterstaff. No!
Good at wizard, really. He does the bad to hit you, but...
Well, yeah, level 37 wizard would have 3 attacks with a quarterstaff. He'd have enough base attack bonus.
That's actually kind of scary. A wizard with 3 attacks.
I mean, he might even qualify to get a 4th one if BAB progression continues. Because Pathfinder has no rules for it. Hell if I know, but, yeah. What?
There aren't really many rules going over there between. There is some minor stuff, and basically it's... follow the BAB progression of your class, follow the save progression. That's about it. They don't really go into going over 20.
So yeah, he'd certainly have the magical items to make himself very powerful to take me down through other means. Right. It's not the end-all be-all, but yeah. And if Jonas would make me roll for it, I suppose I would risk the massive table of resonant powers. Might get something awesome.
Oh yes, you now get immunity to everything.
Again, you've been spending too much time with Manaki and Jonas.
Yes, I have.
Baby steps! You gotta make something plausible.
I actually did look at the Wayfinder, the whole Wayfinder stuff, and like the class that was all dedicated to it at one point.
I mean, and I can make the stuff too. They have rules for crafting the things. It's so simple. I can just say, look, it's so cheap, it's easy to craft. I've obviously studied plans. Have I seen them at some point in my decades in Teresia, and then I remember them in Vothis. And obviously, perhaps there's like some cool plan in, the gnomish, Himmelsvard sword of the skies.
I have it. Here you go, I have it for you, Grimith.
Captain Astor.
Draw element as a spell and protection against exposure to a vacuum and underwater pressure.
I've spent quite a bit of time looking at ironstones. I got it. For reasons, And I'll eventually craft one of those wayfinders that can slot multiple ironstones, and we'll take care of multiple things. And I know that he's looked at the Secrets book before, because he's told me as much, because he likes the stuff in there. He looked through it for Zacharias several months ago, so reasons.
The Wayfinder. The ability to shine light as a spell.
Well, I don't have dancing lights as a spell-like ability anymore. Maybe Jonas will let me retrain that in the future if I care. I could have taken it as one of my cantrips, but no, that's dumb.
I used them. One use of dancing lights.
Dancing lights was used.
Now I need to find a use for darkness and fairy fire. If we run into Dwagar, fairy fire actually sounds more useful.
If you can get past his fucking resistances.
There's no save. I just have to get my spell resist.
Well, they have quite a hefty resistance to spells. It's kind of a thing.
That is true, but the point stands, it might be useful against one that's planning to turn invisible on us, because, they can do that.
Maybe on yourself. I turned you invisible, DDS.
But what if people accidentally shoot me now because they can't see me?
That'll be fine.
Ivy
ran down the hallway and slid between your legs. I think you'll
Not
be fine.
Everyone's Ivy!
I fired a critical hit without
You cast a spell.
Oh, that was awesome.
What if Trislin was to come down the hallway? Shoot acid splash me in the back.
Zakari would help figure it out.
Sting me with the tail.
He would smell you. That's fine. I actually got to use Vanish. I knew that would be useful.
It's a fun thing.
I vanished, and then Alauneari never saw it. It's great. And we learned during the session that Zyn taught Alauneari sign language. Yes!
No, more like, oh god.
No, I wanted to learn in character.
Yes. That would have been nice to know before we did soldier to her a bit, and then she's just like, what?
No, she wouldn't have been what?
Yeah, whatever reaction she comes up with, though.
Right. I would have tried to sense motive to see if I could detect the fact that she knew what it meant now, but I wouldn't have been looking for it. Fuck. So yeah.
What's the chance that two people learn languages at the exact same time?
I'll teach you Terran.
Terran, you say?
Yes.
I'm sure I have skill points spare.
Absolutely. Your skill points to throw away and everything. You're getting 2 extra skill ranks. Oh my god, you can be crazy.
And I'm going to be getting extra skill points soon when I eventually get to the special thing I'm doing. It'll be nice.
Not the special thing.
I'll get 4 extra skill points per level.
My god.
Which is good, because I currently have a total of 15, which is not a lot. Considering we have +2 bonus.
15? That's an odd number.
3 levels.
5 points each. Yeah, that makes sense. I'm like, how do you get an odd right? We're level 3. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, if I was level 2 and I had 15, then there'd be some awkwardness.
Maybe you finagled a special deal with Jonas.
Ah, yes.
Yes, quite. Yes, quite. Of course, quite.
Actually, I actually just worked out how you would be able to do that anyway. You would multi-class into something, and then your favorite class for one of those 2 classes would be skill point.
Could be.
And then that would technically get you enough skill points in the end. But...
I have 36 skill ranks.
Yeah, you're doubling me. More than Don't you feel special with all your skills and knowledges?
Yeah, I'm so effective in all things.
+10 to everything.
Put on my robe and +10 to everything. It's an insight bonus. Here's my luck stone of +5 to everything. It's luck bonus. I have a profane bonus and a sacred bonus. What? How? Shouldn't they cancel each other out? No! You see, rules as written.
Yeah, by law, it says nothing about this.
Underwater pressure? What the hell do I know about that? Come on. This thing will buckle and collapse. Are you kidding me? Sounds dumb.
I think we got a good clue by the fact that, you know, like, some doors were folded inwards.
I just want to rip out these large, you know, quad repeating ballistae. Is that so wrong?
Yes.
Damn it. Alright. In that case, I'm going to depart for reasons. Probably gonna play some Splinter Cell Blacklist.
Have fun. Do not accidentally shoot someone with a quadruple rotary repeating crossbow.
Oh, too late. Fingers slip.
Oh, god damn it. What? I mean, now we have to buy new ballista bolts.
Fuck. We have like 400 of them.
Yes, but we might use 401. We don't know how big the lady's army is.
I'll craft them. It'll take no time. You can craft them. You have the any tool.
Hmm?
Yeah. If it's like a masterwork tool, it gives you a +2 bonus to the crafting.
And it said it gives me a +2 to any craft or profession check.
Most professions, yep.
Yeah, you know, unless it's a specialized one such as alchemy that has, you know, its own special kits.
Yeah. So yeah, there you go. You can fucking fletch arrows, bolts, whatever.
Turn it into shipbuilding tools. Just fix the submarine.
We need to fix the Himmelsvard? No problem! 4 months later, I've done it. I've rebuilt the Sword of the Skies.
You just see, and while all of you sitting in Fastival as I'm just floating past, just shouting this down to you.
Yeah. It runs on dreams! Does it?
Rilinid taught me how to do it.
Why is there a glint in your eye?
Don't worry.
Don't fight it.
Now how do I pilot this thing? I didn't think fly as a skill.
I think fly pertains to person. How do I fly a machine? Profession, a Himmelsvard driver.
Yes.
I did love that moment. It says flight.
Just look. Did he say? Are you feeling okay, Rilinid? I wasn't sure what to think. Then.
Ivy, could you come over here for a minute?
Yeah, or even light this up.
Just to make sure. Oh, it says flight deck. Flight deck! Flight deck!
Now it's kind of made me more curious what we're going to find when we eventually get to the Isle of Seven Horns, though.
No one knows.
Like, this was actually a common thing we did, like, all the time.
Hundreds of years ago, Drow fucking rampaged all over this place, but no one will ever know, because Drow don't give a shit. And I think that ends the call and the session. Short session. Undermanned session. But, you know, perhaps one would say underwomaned. All the same. We had some fun, we had some laughs. I think the exploration of it worked just as well with 3 people as it would have with 5. And we allowed Rae'nkalar and Zyn to flourish more as characters. Because we did not have the stuffy, overbearing Alauneari to ride their dicks. Or, don't think bad about that phrase, Cobrag. It's okay, just turn off your mind. And Trislin, I don't know. But, yeah, things happen. Certainly I would not allow this hobby to take precedence over everything else in my life, for sure. Things that do happen. Like the end of this session, at the end of this video. A shorter one. Take care, everyone.